Right, well, do you want to park that up there on the wall? And that way I can see the screen and talk. And will I be still able to go out on that, yeah? All right, Chaz. Two to five. That's the wrong price.
Judged to be the best turned out horse, and on 2:25 race was horse number 2, Blue Shakalaka. That was Annalie Drew. She picked up the cash prize there. Well done to her. That's 2 days in succession down here. She worked with George Baker, and very well done. She's turned the horse out beautifully. She's one of the best turned out. Well done to you, Annalie Drew.
Standing by. Thanks very much indeed, Robert. Horses down at the post for our 2:25 here, the 6 furlong race. Birdman is by Danehill Dancer, who's done extremely well. Another Coolmore stallion, 68,000 guineas yearling he was, and he ran on the 18th of May at Newmarket on debut over 6. He was ridden by Jamie Spencer. Fancied, he was a 5-1 chance on that occasion. He finished third, beaten a length and 3/4 by Heavy Metal, with Rising Legend splitting the pair. Nearest to the finish, it says, in the in-running comments with the trade papers today. That was over 6. You'd like to think that he's bound to go very, very close here, isn't he? He's a good-looking colt as well, and showed plenty of ability on debut. Bornean, who we looked at in the paddock beforehand, he's calmed down a little bit down at the start, but very babyish in the paddock itself, and that often is a sign that a horse like him might just run a little bit green. And as a consequence, I'd be a little bit wary about Bornean, despite his lovely pedigree. I really like the Richard Hannon 2-year-old Danz choice, and I think he's the wrong price at 12-1. He finished last at Salisbury on debut, but he was only beaten 8.5 lengths. He's tightened up considerably from that outing, and Kieran O'Neill is hoping for a big run. I'd have a few bobbing him each way, Dan's choice, and I'd maybe put him in a forecast with Birdman. Birdman to beat Dan's choice, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Dan's choice gives Birdman plenty to think about. Bornean, just going in there in the Godolphin Blue. That's on a streak, Kai. There's a couple left to go. Alan Howe's commentating for us this afternoon at Brighton. Let's throw up to the grandstand to Alan as the last couple go forward.
Thanks, David. Just waiting on Dan's choice now. Richard Hannon, 20 juvenile winners already this season. They're all in. And they're off. Racing. A little bit slow to go there was Boom Shakalaka. This for the 1.4 million at the races.com users. British Stallion Stud supporting British Racing EBF Maiden Stakes. And they've already done just about a furlong. It's Dan's Choice who races on for the lead now. Moves on by a length to Boom Shakalaka, who's recovered well from that slow beginning. Alongside in the Royal Blue is Bonin spotting the noseband and now taking second place on the downhill run. Birdman is next as they head towards the final 3.5 furlongs. The back mark of the 5 is Standing Bear under Stevie Donohoe. Racing down inside the final 3 furlongs, and it's Dan's Choice in red and light green silks who shows the way from Bornin and Antioch Emerger. Just in behind is Boom Shakalaka. Poised in the green and blue is Birdman. Back to the outside, and then these are clear from Standing Bear. Racing out inside the final furlong and a half, and Dan's Choice down the centre. Joined the far side by the white jacketed Boom Shakalaka. Birdman is now being asked for a bit more, but is beginning to join in now with the leaders. And as they come inside the last, Birdman has picked up the running. Goes on from Boom Shakalaka. Then came Bonin, who's challenging once again for second, but Birdman's going to get off the mark at the second attempt, and it's David Simcock's first 2-year-old winner of the season. Birdman the winner under Martin Lane. From Bonin, and then Boom Shakalaka, Dan's Choice and Standing Bear.
Well, that was a pretty comprehensive win there for Birdman from David Simcock's Newmarket stable. He's obviously learned an awful lot from his debut run, and he picked up really well there in the closing stage. He looked briefly about 2 down that Dan's Choice was still travelling really well, and Martin Lane was just beginning to move a little bit on Birdman, but once he got into top gear and met the rising ground, he's quickened up in the style of quite a useful sort. Bournain, who did run a little bit green in the race itself under Antioco Murglia,